Hey guys, welcome to the LandCo portfolio. In today's video, I want to highlight a project we just finished in Fulton County, Illinois. So, a couple years ago, one of our clients buys a farm, about 120 acres, and it's completely undeveloped. So like old pasture land, cattle land. It had 3 ponds that were pretty shallow, struggled with weeds. Fishing was fine. The remainder was land that was highly eroded, a bunch of washouts. The goal, the vision for this project, well, the vision was to transform the property entirely, but the goals to get there were, number one, dramatically increase the water. So go from small, shallow water that struggles with weeds, okay fishing, go from that to big, open, deep water with great fishing. So that was the first goal. Second goal was to improve the access. So as it sat, again, with all the washouts and the erosion, it was almost impossible to go enjoy the farm, to drive around in your 4-wheeler or gator. So the second goal was to improve the access. The third goal was just to make it like an elite looking farm. Again, it's all these strip mine farms are cool, but a lot of them have this ability to be developed and just look like just incredible farms. So that was the third goal. So the first thing we did, we go shoot elevations on the whole property, on all the lakes, and what we determined was that we could combine the 2 north ponds into one giant lake. So we could go from 2 small, shallow lakes to one big lake, okay? On the south pond, we determined that we could raise that dam and double the size of that. So that was the first part. That's how we were gonna get to our first goal. Hopped on that south lake first, and had to rip out the overflow. It was old, rusty, corroding. It was in awful shape. Pulled that out, raised that dam, put in a new overflow. While we were doing that, we had a dozer go in and create a road or trail. I say road, it's more of a trail. It's a nice flat grass trail around the perimeter of the whole lake. We did that on the north one as well, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So we did that. That way you can have great access around the farm. finished raising the dam, put in that new overflow, and we were good to go on that one. So as soon as we were done on that property, or on that pond, we jumped over to the north side. We drained that lake somewhere in the 4 to 6 foot range. That let us get in there and just remove all the kind of the crappy dirt that was on that dam, a bunch of like silt, muck. Remove that to get down to some good clay. That way, when we rebuilt the dam, we didn't have to worry about, leaking, anything like that. So then we just started building that dam back, and again, we're going to raise it to be even higher than it was to begin with. On this project, we didn't use scrapers. Okay, I know a lot of people use scrapers for lakes. We do too. They're great. We used a haul truck on this one, and one of the benefits of that for this project was it gave us a greater greater control on how the finished product looked. We could kind of define our own shoreline. We could get more depth where we wanted, because we needed a pile of dirt for the dam. Using that haul truck, we could kind of pick and choose exactly where we wanted it from. So again, before, the lakes were shallow, a bunch of weeds. We didn't want that problem again. This client he wanted as few weeds as possible. And we left some shallow areas for minnows and stuff where there will be some weeds, but most of the lake went from like the water level, and we dug it right down to 6 foot. So there will be little weed problems on this lake. So that was cool. Again, it allowed us to kind of control the perimeter of the lake a little better. So we were able to make a bunch of cool peninsulas, more shoreline. I want to say between both lakes, the trail and the shoreline is somewhere in the neighborhood of like 1.5 miles. And again, it's a big property. It's not huge. We're talking 120 acres. And just on these two lakes, we were able to make about 1.5 miles of nice flat trails. So you can get on your gator, drive around the whole property. You can walk the whole lake, fish the whole thing. It turned out awesome. So kept going with that, defined what we wanted as a shoreline, got the right depth. Once we were done with that dam to the height that we needed, we went in and worked on a little bit on like fishing structure to make sure we were gonna have some good fishing. We put in a bunch of like fish habitat. We put in a couple truckloads of pea gravel for some nice spawning areas on like a flat area. Since we had the hi-ho and the haul truck, we made a bunch of shelves in there where it's kind of like the steep drop-offs, different elevations. Fish love that. So we spent a good amount of time ensuring that the fishing when we were done would be amazing. And it's only been a year or so since it's done, and the fishing has been awesome. I think when we started, a lot of those fish were stunted. So even simply opening up that water to be bigger helped, right? The same amount of fish in bigger area, that helped. But all the fishing structure, they're able to get on fish a little easier. So that turned out awesome. Finished up, put some riprap on the dam just to make it a nice, clean looking lake, protect that erosion. Went in and put in some boat ramps so he could get boats into both lakes. Once that was done, we tilled everything up, planted it into a nice high quality grass seed, sprayed some hay on that just so we wouldn't have as many washouts and that grass seed would grow better. Everything went great. Like the lake filled up quickly. The south lake, we're waiting. That should fill up this spring. Everything's working as it should. The fishing is awesome, and it's one of the coolest projects and the best looking farms that I've ever seen. Just wanted to share that with you guys. If you have a similar property that you want to, have any questions or want to talk about any potential developments, hit me up. We'd love to talk about that stuff and help you guys if we can. Thank you guys for watching. We're super proud of this project. We hope we get to do a few more soon. Thanks for watching.